Good morning, everyone, and welcome. I'm Elliot Gerson of the Aspen Institute. I'm responsible for our policy work and our public programs. I'm delighted to see all of you here today. I appreciate very much your patience for security, for obvious reasons, with the Vice President being here today. And I also want to give special thanks to our wonderful and generous friends at the Knight Conference Center of the museum. I believe that we're going to have a terrific program today, so I'm going to be very brief this morning. But I do want to tell you why this program is so important for us at the Aspen Institute. Inequality, toxic, expanding, and color-biased, is perhaps the most important issue we face in the United States, economically and morally. It challenges the very heart of American values and American ideals. And it is something that we devote an enormous amount of time and energy at the Aspen Institute to. We have a number of policy programs, actually a critical mass of policy programs that are focused on the interconnected issues of poverty, inequality, and opportunity. And the goal of all of them is to create the kind of genuine and open opportunity that we all talk about, to make equal opportunity really a fact and no longer a hoary myth of what it really means to be American. Today, all of the policy programs have collaborated. There are independent programs, but they all look at aspects of these issues through slightly different lenses. And we think it's especially powerful to bring all of these programs together and to, with them, illuminate voices who have ideas and programs that we know work, and to elevate some of those voices and share them with a much broader audience. I'm also very proud to tell you that for today's conversation, we are joined by experts and practitioners, not just in this region, but all over the country. These are people and programs who work closely with the Aspen Institute policy programs and are implementing innovative strategies that break the cycles of poverty and create opportunities for more Americans each and every day. And a very special thanks to all of them, to all of you who represent those wonderful organizations from all over the country. And last, but certainly not least, I am very, very grateful to the supporters who have made this summit possible. The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the Ford Foundation, and the Prudential Foundation have contributed consistently, and not just to the policy programs of the Institute and to this initiative, but to countless initiatives all over the country focused on this same constellation of challenges. We are all extremely grateful to each of them. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Latha Reddy, President of the Prudential Foundation, for a brief welcome of her own. Latha.
Thank you, Elliot, and thank you, Nate, for that assist. Good morning, everybody. It is a pleasure to be here to represent Prudential and the Prudential Foundation, and I would just add my welcome. It is so wonderful to see so many people from so many different communities and constituencies here to take part in today's set of conversations. The opportunity to support this convening was an easy yes for us because the issues that will be discussed are ones that are all too familiar to us at Prudential and ones that we work to address every day. By way of brief background, Prudential was founded in Newark, New Jersey 140 years ago, and it has remained headquartered there ever since. While other companies chose to leave, or I'll say flee, the city following the civil unrest in 1967, Prudential chose to stay and made an affirmative decision to do that and to take a leadership role in helping to revitalize the city. And I say that to say that Because of that, as a result, we have spent decades addressing issues of inequity and race and class, and have seen and experienced firsthand what happens when we do not create pathways of opportunity, especially for those in our most vulnerable communities. Also at the heart of our work, as it is with all of you, is equity. We were actually founded to provide insurance for working families at a time when they did not have access to such a product. The prevailing belief was that working families, could not and would not pay their premiums. Well, of course, that was a total fallacy. They could, they would, and they did, and our company was born. But that sense of purpose and equity that was present at our creation and that led to our creation is core to who we are today. I am very happy to say that in Newark, we are seeing some progress and some significant progress. But the recent events in Baltimore and Ferguson and too many other communities are painful reminders to all of us that there is still much work to be done. The ever-increasing opportunity gap and the resultant wealth gap are obviously having profound implications on our society. Now, throughout the day, we will hear about some of the contributing factors to inequity and solutions, or some potential solutions, some proven solutions for children, families, and the communities in which they live. We know from our own efforts that there are a few things that we have found to be necessary, perhaps not sufficient, but necessary approaches to tackle issues of inequity. The first is patient capital. Now, obviously, we must all act with a sense of urgency, but the issues are structural and the challenges are complex, and so we must be patient with our resources. The second is respectful and authentic collaboration. And that really speaks to the need to ensure that those who are most impacted by the policies and practices have a voice and a seat at the table. And the third are enduring and sustainable and scalable solutions. And that obviously speaks to the fact that we need to take what works and make sure that as many people can benefit from and participate in the upside of the collective work that we're all engaged in. Lastly, while we know it is the right thing to do, there's the moral imperative, we also understand that there is an economic imperative for all of us to get engaged in dealing with these issues. As employers, anchors, civic leaders, and drivers of economic growth, and perhaps most importantly, as beneficiaries of the traditional capital market system, corporations in particular have a responsibility and an obligation to drive social change, just as we strive to drive and create economic value. We so appreciate the Aspen Institute and their continued role in convening such thoughtful leaders, such as those of you here today, to discuss and tackle such complex problems. Please know that all of us at Prudential remain committed to staying the course and to working in partnership with all of you to help ensure a more equitable future. Thank you.